Hi, Thomas.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, how are you?
All good, thank you. How about you?
I'm good. So I've added for build packs. Yeah, have a look when you get a chance.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Here's Daniel.
Hi,
Hello.
Daniel. Sorry, I was just finishing my dinner.
What are you guys doing today?
Yeah, maybe I can share my screen. So if you don't have the link already, so these are the meeting notes. Feel free to add your name for today. Let's see. What do you think, Daniel? Should we start?
Yeah, let's to start.
Yes. Yeah, so Mauricio is flying back to London, so he won't be joining today. Hi, Ryan. We can follow these first 2 points in the agenda. Then if you have more to add, I guess we can add them for the meeting. So the first point is about the blog post where we want to announce the working group on the blog. So let's see, I think we might have a couple comments left, maybe. So maybe we have only one comment. Yeah, I think it's great. We can mention KubeCon Delhi. Maybe we can then talk about how to, how to present the working group. I guess we're gonna have some discussions around some pamphlet we also want to do for KubeCon North America and for
Sorry.
App Development Con. So we
Yeah.
can, we can work on that strategy and use it also for KubeCon Delhi. I think that's a great idea. Thank you for bringing this up. So we can, well, maybe we can
Interesting.
do
I
it
don't see
now.
that comment on my side. That's weird.
The comment or the screen sharing?
I mean, a comment. I don't see that.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so weird. Okay.
yes. I'm thinking. Yeah, let's try something. Maybe we can say we're also going to. Is it called like KubeCon Delhi, like the full event name?
Yeah, you can get the event name in the link. I think the
Probably KubeCon India.
Yes.
Yeah, it's official name KubeCon. KubeCon. Probably KubeCon India would be better. Yeah.
Yes.
Let me try to edit the
Maybe
link.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to cook on India, I guess 2024.
Right, yeah.
No. Okay. Yeah, is that okay?
Yep, looks good.
So Sonali, you're gonna
Maybe.
present some topic in there, the Q code India.
Yeah, I'll be submitting CFPs.
Okay.
Yeah.
But regardless of setting CFP, you will be there, right?
Yeah. Even if the CFP doesn't get selected, I'll be there. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
are you based on Delhi?
No. So I am based out of currently living in Chennai. It's in Tamil Nadu. So I'll
Okay.
travel there. It's 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours of flight. 3 hours flight.
Okay. Sounds
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll travel. This is the first KubeCon in India, so I am looking forward to it.
Yeah. Very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if what happened here. Yeah, feel free to review it one final time, I guess, after the meeting. If you have any last comments, please add them to the document. What is going on with the
Yeah. What did you do, man?
oh, it's right aligned. Okay, got
Okay.
it. Yes, cool.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
good.
Yes.
I just want to say appreciate contribute back to the making better the blog post. I already sent out the CNCF ambassador editor team already the last week, and then they actually on PTO, so I probably get feedback probably somewhere next week. And then after that, we're gonna publish this blog post in CNCF Invest and CNCF blog there. In the
Okay.
That's
meantime, if you
great.
have any
Thank you,
other
Daniel.
suggestion, yeah, you can feel free add on your comment and suggestion. That'll be great too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think it's
Anything
done.
else about the blog post?
Everything's good.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, let's move on to the second topic. So here there's some notes from Mauricio about, yeah, let's split this into two. Let's first address the first one. So we have those projects we identified already about incubating and graduating projects. There are some comments. We can have a look at them together and see what is left and see if we can plan the remaining work for next time. So as Mauricio wrote, it would be nice then to get some feedback about these 10 projects, also how we structured all the different phases, and maybe also involve the project maintainers to get their point of view and their feedback on it before moving forward. So where do I have the document? I have only one screen, so sorry about a bit of a mess with the sharing. Yes. So I don't know if we should start from the top. Maybe let me do it like this. Should we look at the 10 projects, Daniel, first?
No, I don't think so. So we just encourage you, all of you, just take a look at that, give some time to review. We already filled out some of the project here based on our template, like how we are starting, and then so describe the project details here. So if you feel that's not good enough content for that, yeah, feel free suggestion or add something. And then the Mauricio, Thomas, and I, we will focus more on the graduate project when we represent these tools and project for like a community people. For example, QCon North America, if we got a chance to present a working group, we definitely prioritize a graduate project first. So we already some empty project here. For example, K-native or Jaeger. Can you go to number 9 and 10, Thomas? Yeah, that's it. So if you are more than welcome to volunteer to fill out this form. You can just refer to existing example. For example, I filled out backstage project because I got a lot of experience with that. So maybe this is a really good time for you to understand and learn something around new project for helping developers and architects. So KNet function, if you want to sign up, just comment your name on that and then fill out the form and then just let us know using the Slack channel. And we are more than happy to review and try to edit on that. That's it, yeah. And then I don't think we need to spend time to go through all of that. Maybe you can just quick describe the build path. You just build a build path. Who is Sonali? You actually build a build path.
Yeah, I added for build pack today.
Yeah. So is there any some challenge when you filled out the build path project or any some unclear thing, the standard questions?
No, the questions are pretty much standard. I mean, it makes sense to know all these answers before you go ahead and pick a tool. The questions make sense to me. I think in some of the tools we have skipped the challenges that make the developers adopt or use a project. So, but yeah, I included it because in the template we have added that question the in the beginning.
Sounds
So
good.
I think it makes sense to add the challenge part in every tool that we talk about. That what makes a developer use this.
Yeah, sounds good. So one of our ideas, so Mauricio actually bring that up in our co-chair meetings. So once we finalize the like a 10 or like a 5 and 6 like a recommendation of this project and tools, we try to create some markup, like some draft of a new CNCF landscape or some project card, which help developer understand which project and tool helpful for their application development. So we don't think we're gonna make it happen, change CNCF landscape, but for QCon North America. But we're gonna create some markup, like a more visual and graphical way how to represent new tools we decide this is a really good tools and project for developer for application development as a part of CNCF project. We are thinking of to like a marking of new CNCF landscape or as a project card on like a CNCF website. So maybe there is we need to some more fancy idea from you, all of you, maybe next meeting. And then when you go to like a survey section, Thomas, so this is one of our idea. How do we make it better, this selection, based on some feedback from our community folks. Can you go down the survey section, Thomas?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just some like a so very initial idea. So whenever we got some chance to meet a lot of community people like a KubeCon or Cube Day or even local meetup, we definitely needed to ask this question. This is because this is a 10, like currently we have 10 project on the CNCF graduate and incubating and sandbox project. We're going to ask them how many people are actually developer and architect familiar with this project, and then what kind of program language they are working for their daily job. So we just try to figure it out we are going to the right direction because we define, okay, here is a 10 project which could be best interesting for developer right now. But after we got some survey result from community event, but everybody say, no, we not interested in like a NES or gRPC. Instead, they are more interested in the other projects. So we just need to make sure our working group is going well.
To
Yeah,
this,
if you have some ideas about, oh yeah,
yeah, I mean, to this we can also add like, are you a developer? Then we can add probably a question in the glossary also, like, who is a developer? Like, how do you define or how do you decide that you are a developer? Because people work on different types of tools and projects, and I mean, the role varies. So, who is a developer? Maybe we can have that added in the glossary, something like this. So, I mean, when we refer to a developer, whom are we talking about?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a developer. Yeah, everybody is define their role very different way. Some people, hey, I am full stack developer and I am front end developer. And some people actually, I am developer, but it turns out there is not application developer. There are like a Kubernetes developer, like creating
Correct.
YAML file and bunch of
Correct.
CR and some pipeline stuff.
Correct.
But anyone who could build something new in like your platform and system, they could say call by themselves like developers. So we're gonna make sure. So this is your more application development stuff. So we're gonna ask, are you like an application developer, regardless of Java, .NET, Python, or even COBOL? And then we admire you guys, and then we are looking forward to hearing your some daily job, which tools project, and then you're working with right now. And then we want to add more some common question here for survey, make it valuable. So for example, a scenario, you can reuse this survey form like a QR code or some of the stuff when you attend like a QCon India, and then when you got some result like more 10 or 20 from result or some of the random community people in the hallway, that'll be very helpful for our working group to make it better content and as part of our chatter.
Yeah. Yeah, so I wanted to add just that, yeah, it would be great. So if you have other ideas, other questions, please add some suggestions here because, as Daniel said, we would like to gather as much feedback as possible to make sure we're going in the right direction. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like we see these events this winter as kind of like intermediate milestone, just to validate that we're going in the right direction, and then we can finalize something, maybe introduce this new view of the CNCF landscape on like for next KubeCon, maybe KubeCon Europe. First need to gather more feedback and more inputs from the community. So that's great. And I like the question about what's the developer. I might add it here as a note for the glossary, because this is something interesting we got as a question yesterday, no, 2 days ago in Munich. We had this meeting with the community, and the first question was about, yeah, but what kind of developer it is, and we clarified it's application developer, so that's not, for example, platform developer building platforms. But then we also got the question about application developers, but is it like web application? Is it embedded software application or edge applications? I feel like it's a really interesting question to answer. So maybe we can be more specific about also what kind of application, just to yeah, clarify even more what kind of what do we mean when we say application developer. So I add a comment here, and if you have any thoughts, please yeah, share it here. And I add a comment.
So preview
Yeah,
environment,
so
is that
I
something
want
like a test environment, Thomas?
sorry, can you repeat the question? I didn't get it.
So I see that the preview environment, is that something like a test environment, not local, like somewhere out there on cloud?
Probably,
Yeah, because
I
the
guess
preview
something
environment
created
is not,
from a branch.
yeah, maybe we need to also maybe think about some terminology here. So preview environment isn't, I don't think that's the very common thing for app dev stuff. Maybe I'm wrong
No,
though.
no, but that's also why I think it was just the notes about things we could define, but the definition is
Okay,
missing. So it's
okay.
good to have that conversation.
All right.
Does it even make
So yeah,
sense? Yeah.
anything you wanna like have some concern or a question or a suggestion on bullet point, or you can add a new bullet point or change a new bullet point and then add some detail here.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you one more thing. When you see that 10 project for our recommendation right now, so that order is not finalized. So that is not alphabetic order or that's just we randomly list them. And then Marshall, he wants to prioritize more like a graduate project here. For example, Cloud Event or Jaeger is already graduated rather than the others. But still, we are more than happy to hear maybe numbering is not good way to represent. Or so we could say like a disclaimer at the beginning of our recommendation. This is not some like a ordering. We just represent this kind of stuff, like a random stuff, rather than some more high priority or something else. So if you don't feel like using numbering here, yeah, just let us know. So to be honest, I don't like some numbering actually, because some people misunderstand. Oh, the cloud event is the most important thing or project. That's not true.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
seems like,
maybe we can get away with the numbering. Yeah, yeah, I think now when you say it, it makes sense totally.
yeah,
Yeah.
it seems like either alphabetical without numbering or by category would be better. Because I
Okay.
Yeah,
think you're right.
category. I think
Okay.
the category suggestion is really good. I mean, it makes more sense to put it in some sort of category. The category that we have defined in the top, the
Okay.
5 categories, which section it falls, like testing or development or whichever level. Yeah.
Sounds good. So everybody hate the numbering. That's cool. Okay, we're
Not
gonna
just,
change it.
yeah, hate is a strong word, but yeah, people, the interpretation
Yeah,
can
I'm just
be
Yeah.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
expressed.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
But I think we can keep it here, like just to keep track of the sections about the projects, and we know how many are there, just for convenience, but not meaning like not a number that we're gonna use publicly, I guess.
Probably
Yeah,
we
we
can
It
have
might
can.
a
be.
disclaimer, yeah, a disclaimer on the top then that this
Yeah,
numbering is
yeah,
just for our
yeah. We
tracking
can.
and
Yeah, we
just
can.
not
Yeah,
define
we can
that.
change the format like a heading 3, and then it shows the more better layout here in the documentation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we eventually delete the numbering in somewhere like some our official docs, like a GitHub or like a slide deck for presentation. 100%. All right.
About this in particular, I noticed. So we have a phase of the development around design and architecture, and I wanted to ask a question to all of you. What do you think about that one? Because I noticed that basically we always add it for all the tools because, yeah, when we plan or design the solution, then we also consider, hey, we need telemetry or we need a runtime API for integrations. So is it something that we want to keep as where is this as it is now, this category here or this stage of development? I was thinking about, like, I left a comment. Feel free then to answer later, or think about it. I was thinking about something related to the project bootstrapping phase rather than specific around architecture and design that might lead us a bit too far on more generic terms like diagramming tools or issue trackers like Jira or GitHub. Yeah, I wanted to ask a question about what kind of even tools or what kind of things we are considering as part of this activity in the development workflow.
Yeah, thanks
I
for the
think it's,
shout out. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can go ahead
I was
first,
gonna say,
Brian.
I think it's a good question because I think we're sometimes a little bit generous in applying, saying that something applies. Like I can definitely think of examples where I would say a tool is not relevant during architecture. Like I would say, I'm not sure that Jaeger is relevant during architecture and design, right? Because you could plug in anything that works with OpenTelemetry. I'd also kind of want to debate, like, is open telemetry really relevant during the architecture phase of an app? Like, yes, you need to do telemetry, but are you really going to make different choices? So I don't know. I think it's a good question. I'd also say that if we're looking at CNCF projects, we're not likely to encounter too many pure tools, like diagramming tools, for example, are just not likely to come up because they're not likely to be in CNCF.
Yeah. So in my experience, so most like application developer are not going to do that like some sequence diagramming stuff anymore. So I totally agree with Thomas and Ryan. People just starting their application development from existing repo rather than like a scratch, except for like a POC or some new pilot project. And then they already have their own source repository like a GitHub, GitLab, something other stuff, and then just copy and cloning and then starting their application development. Probably they have own like architecture design documentation, like how to connect to even more like API specification, how to connect to my database messaging broker, or how to connecting some cloud environment or testing stuff, rather than like a designing like a sequence diagram or architecture, like some blueprint, something like that. For me, it's a little bit some like a old traditional terminology, some like architecture design. And then I think architecture and design is almost the same thing rather than separate job. Yeah, to be honest. So I'm not super fan of design and architecture here.
I mean, I see there's something that probably is still done, maybe in a different way than the past, but I'm not sure about having it as like as one of the stages in the development workflow we are trying to categorize in here, because
Yeah.
especially considering that we want to use it to map then different tools and help developers navigate the cloud native ecosystem based on the phase where they are in the development workflow. This one seems more, maybe even more process related or something outside that maybe from a cloud native perspective, we don't have much to add, at least considering this first deliverable of the group when we're talking about tools.
I want
Yeah.
to try. I want to try and make a little bit of a case for it, actually. So I think for like we can kind of clearly identify some areas where it's relevant and some areas where it's not, is sort of my view. And if I look at something like Knative functions or Dapper, that they are an architectural paradigm, they are a sort of key technology that you're using for the application. A lot of the other choices that you're going to make are choices you'll make after choosing to use something like Knative or choosing to use something like Dapper. So like I kind of think of the architecture and design phase of an application where you're like choosing the key technologies you're going to use, choosing the overall architecture of the system, how many microservices are there, what are their responsibilities, like kind of the phase where you're drawing the lines and boxes. I'm less convinced that you would just decide to like add Knative functions to your application later, right? Like if you didn't plan for that up front, what are you doing exactly? You didn't plan for that during the design. Could be a modernization, but I think I've made my point. Like there is a point in the process where you're selecting the key technologies, and some of these are less adoptable once you've gone past that point.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's also why I was trying to maybe kind of rephrase some or change some naming. Like I was thinking about this project bootstrapping phase, where
Yeah.
if it's something completely new, then you have more discussion around what technology do we want to use, what type of architecture. But in other cases, maybe you have already something like Backstage or an internal portal where you have some golden path, and then those decisions have already been made, so are not part of this. And then maybe you can bootstrap something that uses Knative functions or Dapper already. And of course, that requires some design and some architecture work, but that's kind of like encoded already as part of the golden path. So we're bootstrapping a new project. That work has been done already. it's a bit tricky to like represent both these two possible options, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I
But,
would
like-
say, I would say if the two options are exclusive, then we should be inclusive, right? So if there's possibility that you'll consider something during a bootstrapping phase and the possibility that you don't, we sort of have to write guidance that's inclusive rather than saying, well, you'll never do this.
But what do you think about using project bootstrapping as name of this activity, and then design and architecture? That could be something that might be done as part of it, but
Mhm.
not as the main focus of the activity. So just to like cover both these options, or scenarios where we have something that needs to be designed from scratch, or it's a POC, or it's something where a golden path already exists.
I mean, I'm not super hung up on the term we use. I think project bootstrapping is a broader term than design and architecture. So like, I think as long as that's part of the definition, wherever it's defined, I think it makes sense.
Yeah, put in the grocery. Explain what that is. Yeah. I don't mind that adding the bootstrapping,
Yeah.
which is more like a common sense for application developers.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe let's give it some more thought, and if you feel like adding some more comments here and some more, inputs, then maybe in the next meeting we can maybe reach a decision if you want to change this or not, and how also, so that we are more clear with the terminology. Does that sound good?
Yep, sounds good.
Yep.
Nice. Thank you all. So I think we covered these points. Yeah, we got the survey, we got the projects. So maybe let me add quickly some notes here. So we said that for next time, we want to
Add to glossary.
so we want to
Yeah.
work on this survey section,
And then
add comments,
grocery, and then sign up for
suggestions.
the empty projects right now. Jaeger, Knative, and also suggestion for any existing projects.
Yes, and
Yeah, in suggestion mode.
Good point.
sorry, I missed your last comment. What can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, I was saying, I mean, whatever we add, let's do that in suggestions mode for the rest of the folks. I mean, at least we'll be aware what changes are going.
Yeah. So
Yeah, or
like,
at least a comment like something this has been updated now.
so like, how can I phrase that?
Yeah, I mean, just mention in, feel free to assign yourself. You can mention in the bracket here in suggestion mode. Yeah, add in suggestion mode or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it saves a lot of effort. If you have to just add it, you can just click on the check and it will be directly added.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yes. Anything else you'd like to discuss?
Nothing for me.
Nothing for me.
All right. Then thank you all for joining. See you in 2 weeks. And
Yep.
I wish you a great rest of the day.
Same.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Thanks.
Operator,
Bye.
bye-bye.